You don't need to be fearless to move forward. You just need the courage to take one more step when everything in you wants to stop. Perseverance isn't about never feeling pain. It's about moving through it. It's not about having all the answers. It's about continuing anyway. And that's exactly what Stoic philosophy teaches us: how to keep going when life pushes you down, when progress feels invisible, and when the world seems to say, enough. In this video, I'll share 12 powerful lessons, not designed for motivation, but for transformation. These are tools forged in hardship, tested by time, and proven by those who refuse to surrender. If you're ready to stop being defined by setbacks and start being shaped by strength, write in the comments, "Today, I choose perseverance. I will never give up." Before we begin, I only ask two things. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. That helps ensure this message reaches others who are also fighting their own battles. Now, let's go. Lesson 1. The value of adversity. Adversity is that silent teacher who appears at the most unexpected moments, but carries the most valuable lessons of life. Many see it as an enemy, a wall blocking their path, a force trying to break them. But the Stoics understood, adversity is not punishment, it's training. Each difficulty is an exercise for your soul, a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more masterful over yourself. When life places a problem before you, it's not testing whether you fail, it's asking, can you rise? Can you endure? Can you transform this into strength? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle on the path becomes the path itself." That phrase holds immense power. It means that what blocks you doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. It shows where you still need to learn, where you still fear, where you haven't yet built resilience. Think of iron in the forge. The fire burns, yes, but it gives shape and strength. No blade is sharp without friction. No diamond exists without pressure. And so too with you. Without challenge, there is no growth. Without resistance, there is no character. So when adversity arrives, don't run, don't curse. Ask instead, what is this teaching me? What virtue does this situation demand? Is it patience, courage, discipline, humility? Identify it and practice it. Because every moment of struggle is a hidden invitation to become someone greater than you were yesterday. And remember, adversity doesn't steal from you. It awakens what was already within. It forces you to confront your limits and then surpass them. It's not the world that changes you. It's your response to the world. So next time something hard happens, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can I do with this?" Because the difference between those who fall and those who rise is not talent. It's the decision to keep walking, even when the ground beneath them shakes. Write in the comments, "I am not afraid of adversity, I am transformed by it." Because true strength isn't born in comfort, it's born in conflict. And the person who learns to walk through fire emerges not burned, but refined. 2. Your mind is your greatest weapon. You've been told to fight the world, but the real battle begins within. Your mind is your greatest weapon, or your worst enemy. It can whisper, "You're not capable. This won't work. Give up now." Or it can say, "Keep going. You've survived worse. This is temporary." The choice is yours. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by events, but by their judgments about them." And that is the core of Stoicism. Pain, failure, loss, these are neutral. It's your interpretation that turns them into tragedy or opportunity. Imagine two people losing their jobs. One sees it as disaster, the end of their worth. The other sees it as redirection, a door closing so another can open. Same event, two completely different realities. Why? Because one trained their mind to see lack, the other trained theirs to see possibility. Your brain has a system called neuroplasticity. It adapts to what you repeat. Repeat self-doubt, and you build a fortress of insecurity. Repeat courage, and you lay bricks of confidence. So today, treat your mind like a soldier treats his sword. Sharpen it, protect it, use it wisely. Train it daily with small acts of bravery, finishing what you start, speaking your truth, resisting the urge to quit. Because mental strength isn't born overnight, it's earned. It's forged in the quiet moments when you choose not to retreat. And each time you do, you send a signal to your soul: I can rely on myself. That belief, that inner trust, is what makes someone truly unbreakable. So if this lesson resonated with you, write in the comments, I train my mind because it is my greatest ally. Because the war isn't out there, it's inside you. And whoever wins there, wins everywhere else. 3. Stop seeking external validation. How much of your effort is spent trying to convince others that you're worthy? We live in a culture obsessed with approval, likes, comments, applause. But here's the truth: nothing external can fill the void left by internal doubt. Marcus Aurelius ruled the greatest empire in history, but he didn't measure his value by the number of admirers. He measured it by his actions, by whether he lived with justice, courage, and wisdom. And that's what you must do too. Stop begging for attention. Stop performing for strangers. Start living for the version of you that no one sees, but that you know is real. Because validation isn't found in noise, it's found in silence. In the quiet act of saying no to preserve your peace, in the decision to keep your word when no one is watching, in the courage to stay true, even when it costs popularity. Seneca said, "The man who trusts himself does not depend on the opinion of others." That sentence is a declaration of freedom. You don't need permission to exist. You don't need applause to be valid. All you need is to believe in yourself, deeply, silently, consistently. External validation fades, self-validation grows, and only those who learn to respect themselves can ever truly earn the respect of others. So write in the comments, I no longer seek approval, I live with integrity, because the only approval that matters is your own. And when you have that, you become immune to criticism, not because you're cold, but because you're whole. 4. The power of patience. Patience is one of the most underestimated virtues of our time, and one of the most powerful. In a world of instant results, immediate gratification, and constant stimulation, learning to wait has become a radical act of strength. Patience is not passivity. It's not giving up. It's refusing to be dragged by anxiety and haste. It's understanding that some things cannot be forced. They unfold in their own time. A seed doesn't grow faster because you water it 5 times in 1 minute. It needs consistency. It needs calm. It needs time. The same applies to every area of your life. Want to get in shape? You won't wake up athletic tomorrow, but you will see change in 6 months of consistent effort. Want to improve your finances? It won't happen with one investment, but with years of disciplined decisions. Want to heal emotionally? It won't come from a single therapy session, but from daily choices to face your pain, not flee it. Marcus Aurelius knew this well. He didn't become emperor in a day, nor did he master his emotions instantly. His greatness was built slowly, through repetition, reflection, and the courage to continue when no one noticed. And that's the essence of patience. It's staying committed, even when results feel distant. It's trusting the process, even when emotion screams to abandon it. It's knowing that every small action adds up, until one day the sum is undeniable. Like a river carving stone, drop by drop, no single drop claims victory, but together they create a canyon. So when you feel discouraged, breathe. Remind yourself, greatness takes time. Strength is cumulative, and I am building something that cannot be rushed. Because rushing often destroys what patience would have preserved. So next time you want to quit, pause. Say, this is part of the journey, not the end. Then keep going. Not because you're sure of success, but because you're certain of your purpose. Write in the comments, I choose patience, because I know what I'm building is worth waiting for, because in the end, nothing meaningful is created in a hurry. 5. Focus on one goal. Chasing 10 dreams at once leads to 0 achievements. It's like running in 10 directions, exhausting yourself, and ending up right where you started. Focus is your greatest advantage. When you concentrate all your energy on one clear goal, you become unstoppable. Marcus Aurelius didn't try to conquer Rome and Athens and Egypt simultaneously. He focused, and thus conquered. You can do the same. Choose one mission, define it clearly. Maybe it's improving your health, maybe it's launching a business, maybe it's healing a relationship. Whatever it is, make it your anchor, and protect it fiercely. Don't let distractions pull you away. Don't let comparisons distract you. Don't let fear tell you to slow down. As Seneca said, it's not that we have little time, it's that we waste so much of it. And the biggest waste of time? Spreading your attention across too many goals. You can't light 10 fires with one match, but you can ignite one and let it warm you for years. So, define your goal and write it somewhere visible. Make it your phone wallpaper. Put it on your mirror. Let it be the last thing you read at night. These reminders pull you back to your path every time your mind tries to wander. Because speed comes not from doing more, but from focusing better. And focus is the bridge between dreaming and becoming. Write in the comments, I focus on one goal because that is how I win. Because clarity beats chaos every single time. 6. Silence is your shield. There are moments when words seem necessary, but silence is the wisest response, especially when someone is trying to provoke you, argue, or drag you into conflict. The Stoics saw this clearly. Musonius Rufus said, "Words should be like a sheathed sword, sharp but contained." Most people live with their swords drawn, always ready to strike, to defend, to prove themselves. But the wise understand, sometimes the strongest answer is no answer at all. Silence creates discomfort, not for you, but for the aggressor. They expect a reaction, they want a fight. But when you remain calm, when you breathe, when you offer no fuel, the fire dies. And that is when you reclaim control. Your peace doesn't depend on silencing others, it depends on silencing your impulse to respond. True power lies in restraint, not retaliation. It's not weakness, it's strategy. It's choosing presence over drama. It's showing that you care more about your dignity than winning a petty argument. Rainer Maria Rilke said, "Silence is something that grows within us like a tree. It needs roots. Those roots are built through repeated moments of calm, when you could have spoken, but chose not to. Every time you do, you strengthen your inner foundation. So next time someone tries to shake you, pause, breathe, and respond with stillness. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's fullness. Fullness of purpose, fullness of self-control, fullness of strength." Write in the comments, I choose silence because I choose peace. Because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs more presence, and you are the one who brings it. 7. Embrace the process. You don't need perfect results, you need commitment to the process. Too many people give up after 1 month of gym because their body hasn't changed. But Marcus Aurelius didn't become strong in a week. He trained every day, rain or shine, because he knew strength wasn't bought, it was earned. Jim Rohn said, "Success is not something you pursue, it's something you attract by the person you become." And that is the heart of Stoic thinking. You don't achieve excellence by accident, you achieve it by design, by waking early, by studying late, by pushing through fatigue. You start eating better, not because you want quick results, but because you realize your body deserves nourishment. You sleep more, not for vanity, but because your mind needs rest to lead. Over time, discipline becomes natural, like brushing your teeth. It stops being a burden and becomes identity. And that shift changes everything. Progress accelerates, Energy returns, clarity expands. Because you're no longer chasing results, you're living the process. You're not acting to impress, you're acting to align. And when you do, the world responds, not immediately, but inevitably. So let go of the obsession with speed. Accept that growth is slow, but real, and that every honest effort counts, even if no one applauds, because in the end, it's not the finish line that defines you, it's the journey, and the journey belongs to those who kept walking. Write in the comments, I trust the process, because I know I am growing, because faith in the unseen is the first sign of maturity. 8. Learn from failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about it, he replied, I didn't fail 1,000 times, I discovered 1,000 ways that don't work. That is the mindset of a winner. Failure isn't defeat, it's data. It tells you what doesn't work, so you can refine your path. But most people don't see it that way. They see failure as proof they aren't good enough. They interpret it as rejection, not redirection, and so they stop. But the Stoics saw failure differently. Seneca said, difficulties show what a man truly is. Failure doesn't reveal weakness, it reveals strength. It shows your capacity to try again, to adapt, to adjust, to rebuild. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall, and fall, and fall again. But they don't think, I'm bad at walking. They just keep going. Until one day, they stand. That's you too. You may not have medals yet, but you have scars. Scars that speak of persistence, not surrender. And every time you rise, you teach your mind, I can handle this. That belief, built through experience, is worth more than any title. So next time you stumble, don't hide. Look at it clearly. Ask, what can I learn from this? Then apply it. Because wisdom isn't found in avoiding mistakes. It's found in integrating them. Write in the comments, I don't fear failure, I learn from it. Because the only true mistake is quitting, not falling. 9. Master your inner dialogue. Have you noticed how harshly you speak to yourself? I'm terrible at this. I'll never make it. I'm not smart enough. These phrases, if repeated long enough, become beliefs, and beliefs become reality. But they're not truths, they're habits. Habits of self-sabotage disguised as realism. Epictetus, one of the earliest Stoics, saw a man insulting himself and stopped him, saying, remember, you're not speaking to a bad person. Be kinder to yourself. That phrase is a warning and a remedy, because constant self-criticism doesn't correct anything, it paralyzes. You don't make fewer mistakes by attacking yourself, you just exhaust your spirit. The Stoic solution? Replace judgment with guidance. Instead of thinking, I ruined it again, say, I made a mistake, but I have the chance to correct it and improve. Instead of, I'm not good at this, say, I'm still learning. Do you notice the difference? It's not denial, it's direction. It's choosing a narrative that generates movement, not stagnation. Your internal voice shapes your life. So train it like a coach trains an athlete. Firm, but never cruel. Corrective, but not humiliating. Guiding, but not destructive. Because the voice you cultivate today determines the life you live tomorrow. Write in the comments, I am changing the voice that lives in me. Because those who learn to treat themselves with respect begin to conquer what once seemed impossible. 10. Build resilience through small sacrifices. Stoicism isn't about grand gestures, it's about daily discipline. It's about making small sacrifices that build long-term strength. Marcus Aurelius said, what is difficult to endure becomes valuable when it is overcome. Sacrifice isn't just losing comfort, it's investing in your future self. Wake up earlier, even when your bed feels like a magnet. Study, even when no one is watching. Manage your money, like someone who is already free. These small renunciations aren't punishment. They're declarations. Declarations that you know where you're going, that you're willing to pay the price now, because the bill of regret is always more expensive. The mistake many make is believing sacrifice comes after success. The truth? Sacrifice is success in construction. Every time you choose the hard thing, reading instead of distraction, silence instead of reaction, discipline instead of indulgence, you're laying a brick in the future you want to live. So ask yourself, if I were already who I want to be, what sacrifices would I make naturally? Then start with those. Because you don't wait to be transformed, you become it through action. Write in the comments, I am making the sacrifices of the person I am becoming, because you don't need to announce your journey, you only need to live it. 11. Accept what you cannot control. Life will never go exactly as you wish. People will disappoint. Plans will fail. Storms will come. And if you spend your energy fighting what you cannot change, you'll lose twice. You'll suffer from the event and from the internal struggle against it. Epictetus taught the dichotomy of control. Some things depend on you, others don't. You don't control the weather. You don't control others' opinions. You don't control the past, but you do control your decisions, your actions, your attitude, your effort. That's your territory, and within it, you hold absolute power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always have power over your mind, not over external events. Understand this, and you will find strength." So next time something goes wrong, pause and ask, is this under my control or outside it? If it's under your control, act with clarity. If it's outside, accept it, breathe, move on. Because acceptance isn't resignation, it's liberation. It frees you to invest your energy where change is possible, and that is where true progress begins. Write in the comments, I accept what I cannot change, and act on what I can. Because the one who masters this distinction masters life. 12. Create a ritual of daily renewal. Marcus Aurelius rose every morning and wrote. He didn't write to publish, he wrote to organize his mind. He reflected, he questioned, he prepared, and that ritual became his armor. You can do the same. Create a morning routine, simple, personal, sacred. Drink water before checking your phone, stretch, read 5 pages, write 1 sentence about your intention for the day. Do it at the same time, in the same place, every day. This ritual signals to your brain, I am in control. It protects your energy, reduces mental fatigue, clarifies your direction, and more than that, it reinforces who you are becoming. Each small gesture repeated with respect becomes a silent reminder, I am someone who builds. This evolution doesn't happen with motivation, it happens with consistency. Having a routine only requires you to show up, in the same place at the same time, with the same intention, to be better than yesterday, even if only slightly. Marcus Aurelius said, don't waste more time debating how a good person should be one. And being requires preparation. It doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins when you decide that there is a part of your day and your life that is sacred. That is non-negotiable. That will be honored in every scenario. If this structure has already begun to form inside you, comment here. My routine is becoming my foundation, because true stability doesn't come from the world out there. It comes from the small rituals you choose to protect every single day. Final reflection. You are not defined by surrender. You are not weak because you feel tired. You are human, but you are strong because you keep going. The Stoics didn't promise a life without pain. They promised a mind that wouldn't collapse under it. They taught us that surrender is optional. Growth is a choice made again and again, and every time you choose to continue, you become someone new, someone firmer, someone calmer, someone freer. So tonight, look back, not to dwell on the falls, but to honor the rises. Count the times you kept going when you wanted to stop, the days you showed up even though you felt broken, the nights you chose to act despite the darkness. Celebrate them, not as victories over others, but as triumphs over yourself. Because that is the only war that truly matters, and the only one that transforms you. Now write in the comments, "I am not done, I am becoming." Because the story isn't over. And the best chapters, the ones of courage, resilience, and quiet strength, are written by those who decided to keep writing. Even when the page felt empty, you are still writing yours. So don't put down the pen. Keep going. One more word, one more sentence, one more day, until your life becomes a testament, not to perfection, but to perseverance.